Hello, 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 hello. Cuckoo! Cuckoo! What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This is your host, your one and only, your humble servant, Magda Annette Soto, aka Aunt Maggie. Welcome to my episode 156. And the topic today is when you choose yourself. Excuse me for my hair. I just got out of the shower, and that's why I'm kind of a little late. But needless to say, um, it needed to get done because I said I was gonna do it. And so this year, one of my goals is to be impeccable with my word. And being impeccable with my word is that when I say I'm going to do something, I better do it. And what's been working for me is that I plan it a day ahead. So tonight before I go to sleep, I will write like my gratefulness and my manifestations. And I will also set up a schedule on how I'm going to go about my day tomorrow. Welcome, Elizabeth. How you doing, my love? I'm using your office. You see, guys, I'm not in my office. I'm in my wife's office. Good evening, Mabel. How are you? What's going on? What's going on? So the reason why I chose when you choose you is because when you choose you and you are in the process of good, in the process of upgrading the version of yourself, it becomes, you become unstoppable. Because I don't know about you, but in my culture and in my family, we tend to pick up, adopt, and adapt the habits of our parents. And our parents picked up the habits of their parents. And so it's a generation chain that we start to do what they did. And we start to solve problems like they used to solve problems. And the way my family used to solve their problems is they will solve their problems with alcohol, or they will solve their problems with partying, and they kind of would leave everything in the back burner and let it solve itself. And so you start to pick up those habits yourself, and before you know it, you grow up and you start doing the same thing. You start solving problems like moms and dads. You start solving problems like your grandparents, because this is a chain. It's a chain reaction. And you will start pick up those things from your parents. And so one thing that my family used to do as well is that if something got too hard, they would not see it through. They will quit. They would not take any from anybody. And if you came wrong to them across, it was a fight. Like in my culture, Puerto Ricans are tough. You know, they don't take smack from anybody. And so props to them, but then that's not the way you should solve your problems, right? So I had that problem today at work because something happened that I can't disclose it here because it could get me in trouble. But something happened and it got really tense for me to even be there. It got really tense, and all I wanted to do, it took so much inside of me to just turn around and say, you know what, F this place, I'm freaking out of here. I'm not going to be, when people start talking about you and nobody gets along with you, and because they can't vibe in the same energy that you're in. So you have, everywhere you go, you got haters. Everywhere, ¿cómo está prima Mercedes? Everywhere you go, you got haters. And you must endure and embark that journey with them. You know how they say, keep your friends closer, keep your enemies closer. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And that is something that my bendición, mommy. Hi, Miss Heartless. Are you back? I'm so Wow, your grandson is getting so big. I just seen the picture that you were with him and he's getting so big already. Sheesh. These kids, they grow up right before our eyes. Like we are taking care of these two little girls that we started taking care of them when they were like 5, 6 months. They're already like a year and a half and they just grow up so fast. And that's the perfect stage of age because, they start talking. They swear they're having a conversation, but they're not. I don't understand what they're saying, but I think it's cute because they laugh by themselves. They 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 have this joy that makes me see them and say, you know what, we have to be more like children. Children don't judge. They don't see anyone different. They love everyone and everything is funny and everything is joyful and they don't worry about anything. So we have to be more like children. We have to adapt to the children as opposed to, you know, our, our culture or our background or anything that was leading you into the wrong path. So back to the story at work. So when you have haters, right, you can take it two ways. You can quit and let them win, or you could just make their lives miserable and not quit and just go forth to whatever it is that you need to do. Put your uh foot in front of the other, do the best the best you can, and just do what the best you can. Really. That's really where it comes down to. Doing the best you can because at the end of the day, nobody pays your bills. At the end of the day, nobody pays your bills. Nobody gives you a plate of food unless, there's someone that you have in your life that cares about you. But people who don't even know you, who cares what they think? Just live your life, choose you, choose to be in joy because people don't like that. When you vibing at a high frequency and a high energy and you're so joyful and you don't take anything to heart, like you're not a worrier, people don't like that because they want you to be miserable. Misery loves company. So if they're miserable, they want you to be miserable too. If they having a bad day, they want you to have a bad day too. So they will make it anything in their power to piss you off so that you can be ticked off, blow up, and then suffer the consequences later. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a type of person that I do everything in impulse. I've changed my life now, but I used to do everything impulse. I did not think about any consequences. I did not think about anything that on the later. I used to, whatever thing came to my mind, I used to act on it, and then I say, F it. I take care of it when it comes down to it. I didn't think about today. I think about what I say. I think about what I do, because when you start to learn certain things in life, you you start changing those things. You start changing those bad habits that you had in your life, you know? Because I don't know about you, but I want to see the next generation that's following me and looking up to me better, in a better position and better than what I don't have any kids, so I can't say I want to see my kids do better than I ever did. But I do have kids in my life right now that they look up to me and I want them to do better and be better than I ever was. So when you have that kind of mindset and you're thinking like that, you start to think about your day-to-day basis. You start to think about what next step you're going to take. You start to think about what are you going to say, and you start to process things a little different. But you need to reach that level. It's like you need to make that decision. You need to make that decision in your life that you're going to choose you. You need to make that decision in life that no matter what happens, no one will take your peace. Because at the end of the day, it's about you. At the end of the day, you go home with you. Nobody goes home with you. And nobody stands with you when you're going through your adversity, when you're going through the trial or tribulation, unless there's someone there that's willing to take that cross with you. But 9 times out of 10, we take up our crosses by ourselves, and we do everything by ourselves. And if you're like me, you stay quiet about everything that's going on in your life because you don't want to worry anybody else. But then it is said too, if you don't speak about it, how is someone going to know and how would you get help? So my helper always and will always be, hi baby Nani, my helper will always be, I will always turn to my higher power because he's your loyal friend wherever you go. He's not human, so he doesn't lie. He's not human, so he won't break a promise. So you see what I'm saying? Humans tend to break their promises. Humans tend to not be loyal to you or faithful. You know, we a lot of times we walk around letting our flesh take over our mind. And we must demand our mind to take over our flesh. But a lot of people are not ready for that conversation yet. A lot of people are not ready for the conversation of what God really does and his promises. A lot of people are not ready for that. But I'm going to tell you something that you need to be aware. There is saying, it is all over social media, it is all over TikTok, that we are going to be getting a 7.3, I believe, don't quote me on that, we're going to get an earthquake. New York is going to get hit with an earthquake. And it's going to be so powerful that a lot of people will not make it. And I don't know if you've noticed that the time and the dates are just flying by. Christmas came before you knew it. A lot of people didn't have a chance to get presents because it just popped on them like it's been going. The days are going to be shorter, the nights are going to be longer. And I just want to tell you that the end is coming. It is coming. And it is very scary and joyful at the same time. Because those who know and those who believe know what's gonna happen to them. And those who don't, they're not gonna make it. Oh, I just got out of the shower. So my hair is wet. I just got out of the shower, Barbara. Welcome. Welcome. So they say it all over TikTok and it's all over social media that New York is gonna get hit with an earthquake in the next month or 2 months. We're not sure when is it gonna be. I was researching it before I came here, but I saw that it was 8 o'clock, so I said let me get my butt to doing my live because I said I was gonna do it yesterday, and I want to be impeccable with my word. I want to when I say I want to do something, I want to stay behind it, stand on that. Because at the end of the day, all you have is your word. Your word is your bond. And if you don't have your word, who's going to believe in you? People will believe how they see you live. They won't believe what you say out of your mouth because nobody trusts nobody. It's become to this point that nobody trusts anybody anymore. But if they see the actions behind what you're saying, then you can get Jesse Miranda. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Yes, indeed, Barbara. Yesterday I was in my circle of prayer, and because we have a new group now, it's a fantastic, phenomenal group. We meet on Mondays and Thursdays, and that's why I wasn't able to get here. But if you're too kind, send me his name so I can put him in the prayer request in my circle, and I will pray for you as well, Barbara, and for anyone who's listening. If anyone needs a request in prayer, please don't hesitate to ask me because prayers that's free of charge. You don't need to pay for that. That's free of charge, and anyone can pray over you. Anyone can pray for you, and anyone can pray over you. So if anyone needs prayer, please don't hesitate to ask because in these times we all need prayers. We all need light. We all need guidance. We all need clarity to see what we're going to do next in this new transition of season that we're going to be entering. We all need clarity, light. That's young. Oh my God. I am so sorry to hear that, Miss Barbara. My condolences to you and the entire family. 60 years old is pretty young. So you guys, that's all I wanted to come in here and say, for you guys to choose you no matter what. Do not allow anyone to rob you from your peace. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Please, okay, drop me your son's name too, Mercedes. I would definitely pray for him. Otra vez cayó en el vicio. Wow. Ese era el que estaba en el halfway house, ¿verdad? That's the one you were speaking to me of? Do not permit anyone to steal your joy. And please, 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 when you feel like you're going to be complaining, change that to worship and praise. Change it to worship and praise, because complaining is to the enemy what praise and worship is to God. When you're complaining, it's prayers to the enemy. But when you're worshiping and you're praising, he's going to see you through that adversity that you are finding yourself in today. He's the only one that can give you the strength, the power, the mercy, the grace, the love, understanding. He's got so many promises. He's the only one that can do it. He's the only one with enough power to get you out of that situation, to get you out of whatever it is that you need to be out of. If you're finding yourself in a dark place today, worship him and say thank you. Because by you being in a dark place today, you are in a merge of transformation. The best things come in the dark. Transformation comes in the dark. So if you're in a dark place today, say thank you, Lord. Thank you, because I know that you are with me. You have never forsaken me. You have never left me. And I know I'm going to get through this. Joy comes in the morning. It's all seasonal. But you need to believe. You need to trust and believe in that. To your core, you need to believe. Because if you don't believe it, it won't happen. Trust and believe that you will get through whatever it is you need to get through. Remember that these are all tests for a testimony. You are going to be having a huge testimony, because you might be able, you are the one that's going to help that someone that's going to be in your situation. You are going to be a savior for someone else, a rescuer for someone else. And it is up to you to allow that to happen. It is completely up to you. So I'm going to leave you like I always get to leave you. If you believe, you can achieve. I love you all. God bless you. Drop the names down of everyone that needs prayers. I'm going to join in my circle, and we're going to pray for everyone who needs prayer. And I'm also praying for Rochester, New York City, anyone who's in New York, the verses of New York. So if you all want to join me in the circle of prayer, you too can join. And I love you. Good night. I'm grateful for you all. Remember that. You are fantastic. You are magnificent. You are enough. Tell yourself that every day. I'm beautiful. I am God's daughter, God's vessel. I am powerful. I am miraculous. I am strong. I have joy. And once you start to say those things, declare and decree over yourself the things that you want, the promises of God. And I promise you, your world will change. I promise you. It's all temporary. Hang in there. The miracle is about to happen, but you need to believe. Do your part and pray. Pray and then let it go. Let him do whatever he needs to do. Because sometimes it is necessary for us to be where we're at so that we can become what he wants us to become. Remember that. I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. God bless.